Well, I tell you, Robert Earl Dean, we love being on the cutting
Yes,
edge of
sir.
everything.
Yes, sir.
And today, they said it couldn't be done. But
Oh, they did?
yeah, because when we saw it and the Lord put it on our heart
Yes.
to bring these two warriors, these two
Yes.
men of God,
Men of valor. Yes.
these two leaders in our
Community.
community.
Yes.
Robert Earl Dean, who do we have with us today?
Well, I'm honored and privileged to mention the coach, and I know him personally. So what you guys are seeing on television is what I see on a daily basis because we both serve as coaches at San Diego High School, and he is a proud alumni of the San Diego High Cavers, none other than the one and only. He runs the Work Ethic Basketball Academy, Coach Joe Seals. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
We can hear you. We can
All
hear
right.
you.
Good morning.
Man, we are excited about having you here. And then we have none other than Officer Grant
Huff,
Huff,
yes.
who has won the hearts of the community
Yes.
by just being who you are,
Yes.
brother. I talked to the captain, Captain Kelso, and I talked to the chief, and I said, look, now, this is the kind of stuff that we want to highlight
Yes.
about our officers that represent our
We want
community.
to celebrate.
Good morning, Officer Huff. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. How's it going?
All right, all right.
Man, we are excited about being here. We saw this viral video that came out of you all running up the hill.
Yeah, oh yeah. You can feel it on B Street Hill. Y'all ready? On your mark, get set, go! Uh-oh, you got the full gear on too! Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh! Oh! Ah!
Now, I'm just going to say, I still don't know who won,
It was a tie.
but I will say, Coach Seals, he had on full
For gear.
gear,
Yes.
and he still did well. Tell me about that run up the hill.
Well, that's the part about it. I get to talk about it. I didn't have to run up the hill.
Right.
Okay.
And one of our dads, Eric, are the ones who went up the hill. I must, being truthful, Officer Huff lost by just a step. But when you factor in that he had on full gear,
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and, like I said earlier, I'm going to give him the win on that one.
I agree.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Officer Huff. Now, tell us a little bit about background about yourself, and are you originally from San Diego? Where are you from? And did you ever? You must have been an athlete, but I'm assuming. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
You took both my questions.
Yeah, I'm originally from Riverside, and I came out here after I graduated college. Went to Cal State San Bernardino, where I played basketball. But yeah, I came out here about 7 years ago, and just loved it out here ever since.
Okay, so you're from the Inland Empire, and you decided. We always say that if you born in the United States, you're blessed. If you live in California, you doubly blessed. But if you live in San Diego, you're part of the chosen few. So you came to the chosen few city to start your
100%.
career.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
All right.
Wasn't fortunate enough to be born here, but definitely had to move here.
Yeah.
Right. You was close enough, right up the street.
Yeah.
Robert Earl.
Well, I think this is wonderful. I follow Coach Seals all the time in what he's doing. Like I said, we serve together, and that B Street is very, very, very notorious for either making you or breaking you. With me being the track coach at San Diego High, we run it quite often. Let's talk about what you do with your academy, Coach Seals. I think it's important that people know that this is not a fluke. This is not a one-time thing. You do this on a regular basis.
Yeah. So, when the pandemic started, we dealt with kids who were, stuck at home, athletes who, feeling the crunch and the effects of the pandemic and the things that no one talks about. Obviously, the pandemic is the main concerns are health, physically, lungs and things like that. But I don't think many people factored in the mental aspects of what the pandemic would cause by, we have working parents who have to go to work and leaving kids at home and things like that. So I took it upon myself to get out with a couple kids. Started out with actually just 2 of my nephews and my son. And we went out there and it grew from there. And it really birthed Work Ethic Basketball Academy. And we're out there twice a week. We go to the beach on Sundays. But it's just kind of a product of what I came from. Like you said earlier, I went to San Diego High. And I was blessed to have a coach who would pick me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, pretty much 3-4 times a week just to go shoot in the morning. I admitted on the news the other day, I was not a basketball superstar, no scholarships, little playing time, but being a part of that family and that team really, really changed my life. And my goal has always been to give back to the community and give the same things that basketball has given to me. So I go out there, I don't charge kids anything. I get messages all the time from parents. How much does it cost? How much is this? And my response is, it's going to be either blood, sweat, or tears. You get to choose. But that hill, you come out there and work it. I'm sure Officer Huff will tell you, just that one time up it can be a doozy. I've done it once or twice.
Me too.
But we've got kids that literally in an hour will go up and down that hill 15, 20 times.
Yes.
Well, Coach, I want to let you know that I have done that hill once in life, and I walked up that hill as quickly as I could. It almost killed me. I had to go into a rehabilitation hospital, but thank you, Jesus, that He seen me through. So let me get over here to Officer Huff.
Yeah.
The reason why we wanted to do the story is because I personally have a lot of friends that are police officers. And I believe that a lot of times officers, they don't get to see the real human side of who you all are. And many times people try to lump all officers together. And this really blessed me because you literally showed what community policing is all about.
Yes.
You really showed just the heart of who officers really are in real life. And so I wanted to bring you on here, one, to celebrate you.
Yes.
Two, even in how the rank and file or the superiors responded when we called. They were like, oh, by all means. And so that lets me know that you are a man of integrity and someone that we can look up to. Tell me your vision for community policing and how you see us moving forward in this time.
I think just more opportunities being taken by, my fellow coworkers and just police across the nation, just interact with the people they work with. You know what I mean? Just like Coach Sills, when we were talking earlier the other day, so that the first thought that people have when they do see a police officer isn't that feeling of dread or anxiety. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're here to serve you guys. We're here to serve the people of our community. And at the end of the day, we're also community members ourselves. So it shouldn't be that we're some outside force. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much my kind of idea or thought on it.
Well, the influence of an officer is very important. I can remember from Kennedy Elementary, we had a officer named Officer Miles.
Bill Miles. Yes.
And I had the opportunity about 5 or 6 years ago to be in the same barbershop, and me being a grown man and seeing this gentleman who impacted me so much, I was like a kid again. So we need you all. And I'm saying it as a coach, and I'm saying it as a leader in the community, that I'm going to always juggle the two. They're good and bad in everything. And I'm going to give praise where praise is due. And I'm telling you, man, when I watched the story, before it hit all the news outlets, I watched it and I was touched because it was a natural thing for you. It was nothing planned, but it was an athlete that came out of you. I knew you played a sport because ain't no way nobody going to tackle that hill just trying to be G.I. Joe.
Well, when the challenge came out, I had to take it.
Of course.
I wasn't going to sit back.
Of course.
Yeah. See, that's the whole thing. See, now, if it was me, I'd have been like, said, okay, well, let me take off my gear. I would light myself on up, to walk up that hill as fast as I could. So let me get to the coach. Coach, Your reputation precedes yourself.
Yes.
You know, I got to tell a joke, you know, because I noticed that we got two of the light-skinned brothers on, but, you know, light-skinned is almost back in, but, you know, this chocolate is still here.
Well,
But,
I'm medium, so
no,
I'm in
no,
between.
Robert, you chocolate.
No, I'm not.
Robert, everybody vote.
Talk for yourself.
Is Robert chocolate
Talk
or
for
Carnell?
yourself. Right.
All right. So here we go, Coach. I know that you do this free and you do this for the
Yes.
community, but you know, Coach, real talk. We need to have this on a bigger scale.
Yes, sir.
Where you can continue to mentor young athletes. How can we invest in your program and expand it to not just the Hill, but to your own facility?
It's a great question. So I actually sent over a link. With this media storm that we've been on over the last couple of days, we've gotten some emails. I got a call last night from a guy who's actually donating a free, full-blown website to the cause, which is awesome. But really, you know, the goal, obviously, financials will help a ton.
Yes.
And with that as well, just community outreach, right? Just being able to connect with people with like minds. And you know, put together, you know, events and trainings and things like that. That's what my ultimate goal is. You know, just being up front. I'm hearing some snickering here and there about what I'm trying to do in the program, and it's not all in the good light. And I expect that, right? When you start doing good things, people are going to start talking.
Oh yeah, especially the ones that ain't doing it right.
But I'm here, you know, on your platform. I'm here to say my goal is to bring the community together.
Mm-hmm.
Goal is really, you know, first and foremost to reach out and save some kids, help some kids. I'm well aware that, you know, 99% of these kids won't receive college scholarships in basketball, football, track, whatever it is, but they will all go pro in something else in life. The reason why it's called work ethic is because with that work ethic, you can take it and put it into anything, to your church, to your community, to your marriage, to your careers, your children. Work ethic is needed in every aspect of our lives, hobbies. You know, if you're going to do it to the best of your ability. And that's really all I'm trying to do. I'm not a professional basketball trainer. I'm not a fitness guru. But what I am, as I say, I think I'm a pretty decent motivator. And I can relate to the kids. I'm not a tall guy like Mr. Huff, so I can see eye to eye with most of these kids.
Right.
You know, how I can help. I have a GoFundMe page right now that's receiving some traction. I sent it to Coach Dean.
Yes.
You know, we're just looking, you know, for help. I have a facility down in National City that I've had my eyes on for a while that will actually house a full court basketball court inside, training facility inside. I've talked to the owner, and so that's the biggest goal on my board right now. But in the meantime, we're going to be out on B Street Hill. We're going to be at the beach on Sundays, and that won't stop. But we do plan to grow it and make it into a huge community outreach program. And yeah, I could use help from all angles.
So Coach, we here at GOD Radio, Mandate Records, and Mandate Project Impact, we're all in with you.
Yes.
You're going to get with Coach Dean, and we're going to see how we can help raise that money for you. We're going to put it on, you know, our different formats, as well as we're going to push the word out there until we reach the goal. What's the goal number? Do you have for your GoFundMe?
My initial goal right now is $25,000. And that will help us with the initial start of a lease for the facility. In the meantime, I plan on hosting a couple of free camps for the kids to come, bring in professional trainers, hopefully some pros, things like that, where we can do that weekly. We're putting on open run games for kids to come participate. We're going to get Officer Huff out there so we can show his skills out there. And
he's a motivator.
I'm down.
But really just putting together the 25 grand would help me to get to a point where we can again start the lease process, start the flooring process, and then continue to do what we're doing right now, which is helping one kid at a time.
Okay, so you guys heard it. He said 25,000. We want to double that to 50,000.
We can do it.
And so we're going to go and meet with you through our nonprofit too to help with that. To try to make sure let's double that number to 50,000 so that he could have breathing room to grow the program. And so I want to turn back to Officer Huff. Can you give me a little bit of background of how you grew up in Riverside? and what inspired you to become the officer that you are today? Because you went to college, so you could have went any direction. What inspired you to go the direction, and was it from your youth or was it after college?
Well, both my parents are educators. They've been in education since I've been alive. So there's always been that sense of kind of being part of the community and wanting to, have a career or a job that affected more than just my bank account. So and I've always wanted to kind of work in that kind of aspect. I wasn't sure at first if I wanted to get into education, but the chance arose when I came out here to apply for and join the police department, and it really was a great carryover from that team aspect that I kind of was really looking for after getting out of basketball, and it also allowed me to kind of really feel like I was helping people and making a difference, and just that feeling's infectious, and that's really what drove me to want to join and become a police officer.
So, brother, let me ask you this question. In this time and season that we're in, could you give a message to the community of just the heart of true officers that have the community at heart?
Yeah, every person I know that is a police officer, my coworkers, command staff, and all that stuff, we all joined because we like helping people. You know what I mean? It feels good. You know what I mean? That's our main goal. And every time we go to a call, every time we interact with somebody, we're doing it out of a sense that, okay, how can I help this person? And I think that sometimes that kind of gets lost when people look at us from a distance, you know what I mean? But deep inside, that's why we all join, and that's why we continue to work, especially through, the current climate.
Yeah, we have a dear friend, Pastor Troy Owens, who's retired police officer now, and I think it was a lieutenant or captain. But I remember him telling all the students. He said, "Now listen, now I'm Pastor Troy." He said, "But if y'all do wrong, I got to do my job." And so everybody had that relationship with him, but because we knew him as a community leader, I remember calling him sometimes and say, "Hey, Pastor Troy, we got this little situation. Give me some advice on how to go about it." And because he was already involved with the community, he said, "Okay, this is what you do here, here, here." And he said, "If you need any additional help, let me know." That's what made you so special to us. Is we said, here comes another brother up the ranks that we actually feel like we can come to and say, "Hey, how do we handle this situation? Be good, bad, or indifferent." We saw that just because you took the time out just to run a hill. And I wanted people to understand it was just the hill, but that running of the hill shifted energy. And so we want to just honor you, both you and Coach Steele, for allowing us to experience that and actually have a feel good about our community officers. Yes, Robert.
And I'm a campus security of a high school. This is about my 15th year. So I work under a school police who sometimes worked with the San Diego police as well. And I think it's important for me to say that because I'm on both sides. And being a coach with him and being campus security, it is very important that we understand that these are human beings who work in strenuous situations. We can all say negative things, but when somebody breaks in our house or when somebody steals from us, who do we call?
Y'all ain't gonna call no Ghostbusters. Yeah.
We call people like Huff. So it's important. And for two, we have Coach Bazil Fontanet from San Diego High and Coach Rob from San Diego High, who also works with SEAL. I must say this. You parents that's listening can send your kids anywhere you want to send them, but San Diego High is a safe haven for academics and for coaches. I'm one of them. Coach Charles James is one for football. He's part of our basketball program. And I'm going to say this because it's very important because we have people with kids that are going to go to high school. You jump on these named schools, but what are they producing? Look at productivity and how the kids are going to college and how the kids are matriculating. It's easy to go with a name, but do what's going to help your child to succeed outside of their high school experience. I just wanted to say that. It's very important.
And I think that's the key. We're talking, and what I believe that Coach Seal and Officer Grant Huff is talking about are life skills.
Life skills.
That will shift, anything
Yes.
that you do. So,
Yes.
Coach, let me ask you this question. Man, you could have been doing anything in the world.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to be at that hill.
Nope.
Free. What continues to push you? And because I don't want you to be shy about it, because see, you're a humble brother.
Yes.
And you don't want to talk about it. But, I believe that, we got to get out there and do the right thing and make sure we raise this money so that you can have an impact even greater, because so many of our young people want to be athletes.
Yes.
And some people only train them to be athletes, but they don't train them how to be men.
Yes, sir.
Or women to do the right thing. So I need you to be bold right now and tell folks exactly what you need, and also how they can connect with you after we get off this call, that they can connect with you and really, really make that impact.
From a connection standpoint, I'm pretty wide open, man. I know people get all these privacy things and don't give my email out and phone number, but I'm wide open, man. My phone, I actually carry a few phones because I do own a couple businesses, so I'm easily accessible. Email, I'm on social media far too much. And, phone number 619-384-7547. You can reach me at any time of the day. Text me, call me. My email is the SoCalWay, TheSocalWay @AOL.com. I'm on Instagram at Coach Joe No, KNOW, Coach Joe No. And like I said, what we need right now, we need backing. We need people to support us. We need people to come out to the hill. I know everybody can't give financially, but you want to support us, come out to the hill and run. Maybe Officer Grant will come out one more time and challenge you up the hill. Maybe your mom or your dad, but that's really it, man. I'm really truly in this. I know a lot of people say, let's help the kids. Let's help the kids, and turn around. There's an $800 fee for this.
Yes, sir.
There's a $1,000 fee for that.
Yes, sir.
Well, I thought it was about the kids. I'm truly about the kids in the community. I've gotten back into basketball about 3 years ago, and I can honestly say in that 3 years I've taken $200 in total for coaching basketball, for anything I've done. I've received free Gatorades and waters all the time. I'll take those all day.
Right.
In order to get to the next step, to help more kids, to help our community more, there is a financial aspect of that. I don't expect that everybody can give, but if you can come out and help, if you can donate a basketball, donate some training equipment, whatever you can do, we're all for it. And to answer the question, why I continue to do this, I don't talk about it much, but in addition to helping these kids, it's a help to me. You guys all know the city was shut down on March 13th, I believe it was.
Yes.
On March 12th, my oldest son passed away the day before.
Yep.
Wow.
So this has truly been a therapy for me as well. My son was 20 years old, in the Air Force, and was on his way to doing some big things. And, he was taken from us the day before all this started. So
Wow.
A lot of it has to do with me just, keeping me and my two kids sane, getting out there and not being in the house. If there's pandemic rules, I can tell you right now, we've broken them. We can't stay in the house. It would be too much for,
Right.
Especially my son. He's 12, and his big brother was his hero. So keeping him in the house would be, it wouldn't have been an option. So I've taken risks that I know a lot of parents haven't taken, and praise God that we've been safe and blessed to not contract this virus thus far.
Right.
But those are the two reasons: giving back and keeping myself and my kids sane. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I will continue to do this. My hashtag is living for Kane. My son's name was Kane. I host an open run on Tuesday nights for kids, and it's called Kane's Open Run. So we're carrying on his legacy, and that's why.
Okay. All right. I also want to say to Officer Grant Huff, I'm going to accept the challenge to race you up the hill. I got my car all gassed
In your
up.
car, I was finna say.
And I'm gonna give you 3 steps start before I go.
All right.
But
You just got to keep it in first gear. I'll do it.
Yeah.
so So Huff, one thing I want to ask you. A lot of times people are saying it's so hard to find applicants from the community, people of color to apply to the police department. Could you give, a little infomercial of why it's a good place to be? And I'm gonna talk to the chief and say, look, I think we found the poster child where we need to get some people out there. We need some brothers that look like this. And I got some sisters on the line saying, "Amen, praise the Lord." So if you could just do a pitch of why young African American and Latino men of color should be applying to the police department.
100%. Yeah. So, you want your police department to be reflective of your community. And that starts with members of the community joining and applying and becoming police officers. You know what I mean? And we're always looking for that. We're always looking to be representative of the communities we serve. So if you're out there and you're part of the community and you want to join. You know what I mean? It starts with you. It starts with you joining. It starts with you coming in. It starts with you helping your community by being a part of your community.
Thank you so much. And I want to send a shout out to Captain Kelso, one of the coolest. He a Sigma, and I ain't going to hold that against him, being that I didn't pledge at all. But
I was finna say.
I tell you that the Sigmas is deep. You know what I'm saying? But Captain Kelso was so kind to make sure that we were able to get you today. And so we want to send a shout out to Captain Kelso, as well as the Black Police Officers Association, who have actually allowed us to simulcast this on their page on Facebook, so all the folks can be able to check it out. Now, I'm going to pitch it back to you, Rob, but I want to say, Joe, please get us all the information. We will come out and do some live remotes.
Yes.
But we want to raise all of that money and then have a celebration to see these kids together. And Officer Huff, if there's anything that we can do to support what your vision is in this community, please let us know. You have a home here at GOD Radio, the both of you, and we're going to continue to put out that positive message about how community comes together. Robert Earl?
Let's talk about one of the kids you're training who just signed to a Division I basketball school, Coach Seals. We gotta push our cavers. I know we're mixing it in together. Let's talk about that young man who trains with you, and he happens to be a San Diego High caver.
Yes, he does happen to be a caver. He comes out to the work ethic events pretty regularly. Mr. AJ Bergen just gladly accepted a Division I scholarship to play at Idaho State.
Yes, Division I.
Is a remarkable young man. 4.0 student, several honors classes. He's one of the kids. You talked a little while ago about how can people help, and AJ is one of the kids who actually helps me. We get a lot of young kids out, and they'll go up the hill, and AJ is typically one of the first kids to help correct those kids, or hey, do this and do that. I expect great things from AJ as he carries on his journey in basketball and education and whatever he chooses to do after that ball stops bouncing. I'm pretty certain that AJ will be a guy that we'll be talking about in our community for years to come because of who he is. So, congratulations to him and his family, to Coach Bass he's been with Coach Bass for 3 years.
Yes.
Still on his year. Together they have won 3 CIF championship rings.
Yes, sir.
2 of those, still waiting on my 2 rings. I got my fingers here waiting.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was AJ's a great kid, man.
Yes, he is.
Great family, and congratulations to him, like I said, and Coach Baz and Coach Rob and the entire Caver Nations.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Final words, Officer Huff, and then final words, Joe
Does he have
Steele.
Cash App? But do you have Cash App, Coach Seals?
Yeah, I'll send that to you. I always forget what the thing is, but I do have it. You can look at it. I think it's under Joseph Seals. Joseph, Joseph.
Okay, I'll get that. We'll get that.
Okay.
I'll get you.
So, Officer Huff, final words?
No, I just want to say thank you for having me on, gentlemen. And it's inspiring to see the community come together, you know what I mean, and slowly kind of start getting back on track with regards to just how we're perceived and just hearing all the thoughts and concerns on how we can improve as well.
Thank you for being the vessel.
Yes.
If you had not made your move out of your kindness and out of your athleticism in your competition, this wouldn't have happened. So I believe God has a special plan, and it happened to be with my buddy right there. That's my family, Joe Seals. And he knows me. If I'm your ride or die, we're going to ride it all the way to the sunset. So we here with you, bro.
All right, Joe.
Thanks, sir.
Any final words, Joe?
I just want to again thank Officer Huff. I mean, I know you just got out and did what came natural to you, and just that athletic competitive nature in you. But you really did change. You changed some lives and perspectives, and so for that, I am forever grateful. I told you the story personally. My nephew got in the car and said, he thought it was going to be all bad, but you definitely changed his mindset. And if he was just the only one, then you've changed lives just through that one. But I know that this story has touched many others, and so you truly are, in my eyes, a hero, bro. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, brother.
All right. With that being said, we gonna go and play this music by Coach Dean himself. It says "It's Not Over" right here on God Radio.